All right, y'all. Here we are. Here we are back again. I'm out here in sunny California, and we just out here, man. Hope your Sunday is going well. Hope everything is doing well for you, working well for you in your life, and hope I'm providing some light for you to take your life to the next level. When I say next level, I mean uh, improvement that you may want or need in your life. Good morning. Welcome to the Let's Talk the Better Black Life podcast. Um, I'm here, um, and we're here to try to help the community in any way we can by giving out some good information and letting people know that we're here. And I gotta say something. I'm looking at myself and I see I just don't fit in. I'm an outcast, so I don't fit in. So you probably won't see me that much anymore going into the kumbaya space where they're pretty much hugging each other and telling each other what great content creators they are. You know, I mean, I'm with that, but I stand out in that space because I tell too much truth. So I usually get chased up out of there. But anyway, good morning, good Sunday morning, or if you're on the East Coast or the Midwest, good afternoon. I'm here in sunny California, city of the Angeles, and city of the Angels, and we just getting started. All right, y'all. So you guys know how it goes. So let me just get right to the point. Coming up, we got the news, we got the hit parade, we got the Black History Minute, we got your money, which is the job of the week, the STEM job of the week, and then we go into the lead topic of the day. All right, so let's get straight into the news. Uh, a black teenager in Woodsboro, Texas, said he was shot by a stun gun by high school classmates who were dressed in Ku Klux Klan outfits on Halloween. Holy smokes, according to the teen's attorney. The attorney, Matt Manning, hasn't identified his client or the alleged perpetrators because they're all minors. His client, who said he was shocked with a taser or taser like device, is the youngest. Manning told Newsweek that his client is healthy and has been far more gracious than I would have ever been at their age. We're not talking about high school hijinks. We're talking about a very metered and intentional decision to do something is terrorizing, Manning said. That's what has incensed me since I first heard about the case. He added, I think it's really important to discuss historical content. The Klan is practically uh, evocative, evocative is particularly evocative terror group for Black Americans, for all Americans, really. Um, the three alleged perpetrators and their victim are enrolled in and attending the same school, Manning said. In a Facebook post, Manning noted that the three players on the Woodsboro High football team and the three are players on the Woodsboro High football team and were allowed to play Friday night. Oh, wow, really? Really? Surprise, surprise, right? Um, we are demanding an explanation from the Woodsboro High School administration and athletic department for how three players could commit an act of terror, hate, and injury surely known by coaches and administrators to have occurred, yet still be afforded the privilege to play football, Manning wrote. He called the three teams deprived menaces. Holy smokes. Woodsboro High School didn't comment immediately to respond to Newsweek's request for comment. In a statement posted to the Facebook this week by signed by Woodsboro student superintendent Ronald Seegers Jr., the Woodsboro Independent School District acknowledged that it is aware of an event that occurred on Halloween night and involving Woodsboro High School students allegedly dressed in garb associated with a widely known racial hate and group. Oh, no, not a hate group. It's a terrorist group, and antagonizing a classmate. This event did not occur at our school or at any school-sponsored, school-related activity. The statement went on. It noted that the district cannot discipline students for this type of conduct when it occurs off campus. Holy smokes. All right, let's get into it. You guys pretty much know the rest. The school is kind of moonwalk away from responsibility or even the responsibility of letting these guys play. Now, does the school have responsibility for what these students did? No, they don't. But do they have responsibility for knowing that the act of terrorism occurred and then letting the students, without stopping an investigation and stopping and investigating the situation, still play in the athletic event? Yes, they do have some, and they're going to get it for that one. They're going to get it for that one. Because what they're effectively saying is, it's no big deal, right? That's what you're effectively saying. If you let these students still play, and you know they committed an act of terrorism, then you saying, hey, we cool with it. Can you imagine if 3 black dudes tased a white dude and then went on to play the football game later on that week, and then the school said, oh, yeah, it's no problem. It's no problem. That's something they got to deal with on their own. We only worried about winning these football games, not acts of terrorism. It wouldn't happen like that. How many think it would go that way? It wouldn't, right? It wouldn't. Point is, nobody should be doing acts of terrorism, white or black or whatever. Nobody should be doing acts of terrorism, right? The school should be, I don't care what color they are. If you're committing acts of terrorism, you shouldn't be playing in no athletic events. Your privileges are stopped right there. The investigation starts. Your privileges are stopped. But they'd be quicker. This school looks like it'd be quicker to stop somebody for an athletic disqualification. I mean, academic disqualification than an act of terrorism. That looks crazy. You the superintendent? That looks crazy. How you gonna say, oh, it's okay if you commit an act of terrorism, but you know what I'm saying, we might work with you if you got academic issues. But just goes to show, man. It just goes to show. It depends on who's sitting in the seat of power. Depends on who, not what color they are. It depends on who they are on the inside, who is sitting in that power seat, who. Because we think, some of our brothers and sisters think, black power. We need to have all black leadership. And the black leaders will do it even worse than the white ones will. Sometimes. No, we need righteous power. Righteous power. People who are right guided. They're not on no ego tip. They are bound internally by the word of God that's leading us to do right. That's what we need. That's what we need. Woo! That y'all didn't get that one either. That one went right over y'all's head. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. All right, y'all, let's move on to the next thing. What we got next? What we got next is the hit parade. The hit parade. XCX misconduct allegations leveled against fired CNN anchor Chris Cuomo. Holy smokes. The Cuomo brothers, man, this thing gets deeper and deeper. They are in the stew for real. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. I mean, these Republicans are trying to bury the Cuomo brothers, man. They trying to bury them. Man, you know what I mean? And I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, damn, man, they got rid of the Cuomo brother that was the governor, and now they just got rid of the Cuomo brother that was on CNN that was trying to clean up the situation for his brother. Now they got SEX misconduct allegations against Chris Cuomo. So now, holy smokes. A former co-worker of Chris Cuomo made a sexual misconduct allegation against the former CNN anchor who was fired Saturday for misleading the cable network about the extent of the role he played trying to mitigate the sexual harassment accusations that took down his brother, former Governor Andrew Cuomo. A well-known employment lawyer who represents the accuser contacted CNN Wednesday to tell them of the allegation, according to the New York Times. The disclosure came as an outside law firm was probing new documents released by New York's top prosecutor Monday that suggested the younger Cuomo was more involved trying to control damage to his brother's political career than he previously said. The woman who leveled the unknown accusations against Chris Cuomo, 51, was a former junior colleague at another news network. Oh, man. According to Deborah Katz, the accuser's lawyer, the paper said. The allegation was reportedly not connected to the cascade of accusations that led Andrew Cuomo to resign from office in the face of impeachment 4 months ago. It is not looking good for the Cuomo brothers. Holy smokes. It was unclear if the woman's claim influenced CNN's choice to fire its star prime anchor. According to the report, Cuomo was suspended from his reported $6 million a year job. $6 million a year? Holy smokes. Indefinitely on Tuesday. Chris Cuomo, whose terms came to an end with CNN for being involved with trying to control damage to his brother's political career, did not address new allegations at press time. Based on a report we received regarding Chris's conduct with his brother's defense, we had cause to terminate, CNN told the Times. When new allegations came to us this week, we took them seriously and saw no reason to delay taking immediate action. Katz, who also represented Andrew Cuomo's accuser, Charlotte Bennett, told the paper her client came forward because she was disgusted by Chris Cuomo's on-air statements in response to the allegations made against his brother, Governor Andrew Cuomo. Holy smokes, these women can come out of the woodwork, man. They can come out 10, 15, 20 years, man. You guys, you guys be saying, Brother Clarence, why are you doing this hit parade? Because I'm trying to tell you, man, you got to watch what you're doing on the record. You got to watch what you're doing when you're working with people. Take it from somebody who made all these kind of mistakes. You got to watch what you're doing out here, man. It ain't like when I was coming up, man. You can make a mistake and a woman just say, get away from me, get out of here. I don't want to talk to you no more. And she just block you and go. Now they will come and they will clean you out. They will clean your clock out. And it could have happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Hell, she could have been with it. We don't know. If she wasn't, I'm sorry. I mean, well, we don't want it. We don't want women out here getting assaulted. You know what I'm saying? When nobody wants that. But I'm saying, you know, sometimes it's not cut and dry like that. Anyway, Katz reportedly cited a March 1st broadcast where the anchor said, I have always cared very deeply about these issues and profoundly so. I just wanted to tell you that. Chris Cuomo did not address the new allegations at press time, but issued a statement earlier Saturday after it was revealed he used his press connections to help Albany officials pry into the past of an accuser. Ouch! And then participated in strategy sessions aimed at helping the governor beat back the scandal. Ouch. Holy smokes. Deborah Katz said the accuser came forward because she was disgusted by Chris Cuomo's on-air response to the allegation made against his brother. This is not how I want my time at CNN to end, but I have already told you why and how I helped my brother, Chris Cuomo said. So let me now say, as disappointing as this is, I could not be more proud of the team at Cuomo Prime Time and the work we did at CNN's #1 show in the most competitive time slot. In September, Shelley Ross, who worked with Cuomo at ABC News, said he touched her inappropriately at a 2005 party. 2005. 16 years ago. 16 years ago. Sister Wanda, hey, what's going on, Sister Wanda? We just going through the news. You just caught it, and we at the hit parade. In September of this year, 2021, Shelley Ross, who worked with Cuomo at ABC News, said he touched her inappropriately at a 2005 party, lowering one hand to firmly grab and squeeze the cheek of my buttock. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Holy smokes. Cuomo then told the Times the incident was not sexual and he had apologized afterwards. This is it's gonna get ugly, man. The Cuomo brothers are actually in trouble. But why do I do this? Why do I do the hit parade? I do the hit parade to remind you brothers every week. I remind you brothers, man, it is not like it used to be. It used to be a woman, you do something to a woman and she didn't like it, she would just tell you, get away from me, never come by me again, and block you and all like that. Now, brother, they are going to come back at you 15 years later, 16 years later, 30 years later. Who in 15 or 20 years hasn't done something wrong? I mean, we all have done something wrong. So, I mean, it's that, but that's what I'm saying. As far as women are concerned, it's a new ball game, man. You can't be just offensive to women and think, oh, the woman just going to take it on the chin and walk away. No, not no more. Sister Wanda, I was cutting up some beef and said, oh, let me go and catch the Brother Clarence show. We're glad to have you, Sister Wanda. We're glad to have you. You got to tell us where you at and give us the info of where, because there might be somebody around you that, we could send them to go eat off your truck. If y'all don't know, Sister Wanda has a food truck. And for those of y'all that's going to catch us on the replay, Sister Wanda has a food truck. I don't know where she is, but if she wants to reveal all of that, she'll tell us what's going on. And, we'll be able to put that information out. But only if you're ready to do that, Sister Wanda. If you don't want to do that, don't do it. I'm not suggesting. I'm just saying if you want to do that, I'm willing to put it out there for you. All right, y'all. That was the hit parade. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about the Cuomo brothers? I think it's only going to get worse. See, what happens when you get in a situation like that, they start dogpiling on you. And then once they start dogpiling, you can go back 10 years in anybody's life and find a bunch of bad stuff they've done. There ain't no Mother Teresa's out here. There ain't no popes out here. There ain't no nothing. You can go back 10 years and find something that the Pope did wrong. There ain't nobody out here that's going without no wrong, right? Jesus said he was without sin cast the first stone, right? They're gonna stone this chick for committing adultery, not the guy that can control the woman. They're gonna stone the woman, right? So he said, hey, which one of you guys, whatever one of you guys are without sin, you throw the first rock. Of course, the girl walked out of there, right? Sister Wanda, I'm in Rogers, Arkansas. Thanks, brother. Okay, you're in Rogers. Anybody out there in Rogers, Arkansas, or close to Rogers, Arkansas, if you're hungry, this sister has a food truck out there somewhere. You got to find her, I guess, whatever. But she'll let you know what's the deal when she's ready. But she's in Arkansas. Yeah, so I'm gonna let her decide what information she wants to tell me, because she's a female, man. She has to protect herself. Can't just be giving up all this personal information out here. So you guys got to understand that. So anyway, and I definitely understand that. But we appreciate you, Sister Wanda. Moving on. Okay, what's next? What's next on the totem pole here? The Black History Minute. You guys know who the first black billionaire was? It was not Oprah Winfrey. It was not Michael Jordan. It was Bob Johnson. Bob Johnson. Who is Bob Johnson? And how did he become a millionaire? Okay, well, let's talk about it. Robert Louis Johnson, born April 8th, 1946, is an American entrepreneur, media magnate, executive philanthropist, and investor. He is co-founder of BET, Black Entertainment Television, which was acquired by Viacom in 2001. So now a lot of y'all say, well, they don't have a lot of stuff on BET. That's for us, or it's kind of crazy, right? That's because we don't own BET no more. Black Entertainment Television is owned by Viacom International. Sister Wanda, I know I ain't no saint, but as soon as I say I believe in God, people automatically think this means I'm perfect, and I know I'm not perfect. No, Sister Wanda, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect, and that's the problem. Because you know what they're really doing, Sister Wanda? They don't want to have to confront the fact that they're not doing what they should be doing. So instead, they throw rocks at you. They'll throw rocks at you. If you say I'm a Christian, I'll say I'm a Muslim, or somebody say that they're a Jew, people will say, oh, well, you're not living like these Jews do here. You're not living like these Muslims here. You're not living like these Christians here. They got their own interpretation of what a Christian is supposed to look like, whatever it was. Somebody who's supposed to be living by one of these holy books, they got their own interpretation of what that looks like, right? And then what they want to do is run away from their own responsibility. Sister Wanda, insurance man. What is an insurance man? Not sure. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about with that one, Sister Wanda. Sister Wanda, I was thinking of another man from the 1950s. Oh, okay. But anyway, yeah, man, none of us are perfect. And if you go back 2 weeks with me, you'll find me doing something I shouldn't have been doing. Right? And I'm a Muslim. Yeah, but I'm striving. That's why in Islam we always say we striving. And we know we're not perfect. We're not trying to promote that we perfect. We striving. We walking. We're on a journey towards perfection. We understand that we probably won't get there, but we're on a journey towards perfection and having things work out for us. Okay. Let's finish up with Brother Bob Johnson. Brother Bob Johnson. Okay. He also founded RLJ Companies, a holding company that invests in various business sectors. Johnson's of the Charlotte Bobcats. He became the first black billionaire in 2001. Johnson's companies have counted among the most prominent African-American businesses in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Johnson was born in 1946 in Hickory, Mississippi, the 9th out of 10 children to Edwin and Archie Johnson. Ouch. His mother was a school teacher. His father was a farmer. His parents moved the family to Freeport, Illinois, when he was a child. He was an honor student in high school. Johnson graduated from the University of Illinois in 1968 with a bachelor's degree in social studies. While at the University of Illinois, Johnson became a member of the Beta chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. He received a master's degree in public affairs from Woodrow Wilson School at Princeton University in 1972. Let's see what else he got going on. Well, you remember him from BET. Let's see. Let's move it ahead. Johnson left NCTA, which was NCTA, National Cable and Television Association in 1979 to create Black Entertainment Television, the first cable network aimed at African Americans. When the network launched in 1980, it only aired for 2 hours on Friday night. BET first turned a profit in 1985, and it became the first Black-owned and controlled company listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 1991. In 1998, Johnson and Liberty Media bought all outstanding shares of the company. This purchase gave Johnson 42% of the company. Viacom acquired BET in 2001 and reported $3 billion. Johnson earned over $1 billion from the sale, making him the first Black billionaire. He remained BET's CEO until 2006. Bob Johnson did a lot. I mean, he's got a lot of different things that he did as far as helping out the community, helping out a lot of philanthropy. A lot of people said, "Oh, he shouldn't have sold. He shouldn't have sold BET." But what are you going to do? Somebody comes running at you with $3 billion. Which one of you guys going to turn that down? I don't care. Even if you're richer than rich, you're going to turn down $3 billion. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. The average guy probably is not going to do that. But that's Bob Johnson. Go look him up. Don't just take my word for it. Dig that. Sister Blaze Brown. Hello, bro Clarence. Striving for growth. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. We're striving. Ain't none of us no choir boys up in here. Or choir girls up in here. We striving. And we gotta keep each other honest. We gotta say, hey, you're going down the wrong path, brother. You're going down the wrong path. Going down the wrong path, sister. We gotta keep each other honest if we really care about each other. Right? Would you let your mama drive down a dark alley? No, you wouldn't. You'd say, Mama, don't go down that street. Right? Okay, well, we care about each other. We got to say, hey, don't go down that dark alley. I've been down that alley. I know already what's down there waiting on you. Don't go down there. So we all striving. Ain't none of us perfect. That's why when you hear somebody say, I'm a Christian, like, well, let me use for an example. There's a brother named E Black. Shout out to E Black. The brother says, I'm a Christian, right? They jump all over him. Even Anton, shout out to Anton. The brother says, I'm a Christian. And people jump all over him, saying he should act this way, behave this way. But he's rolling in his definition of Christianity. E Black is rolling with his definition of Christianity. These holy, paths of righteousness are like a garment. Islam is like a garment. One person can put that garment on and have it wear it one way, and another person puts the same garment on and wear it a whole another way. It's like a garment. Same thing with Christianity. It's a garment. So don't get caught up on practice. Somebody say, I'm a Christian, then start throwing rocks at them, because that really says something about you. All right? All right, y'all. Let's get to the nitty gritty here. Let's get to the job of the week. Y'all. Let's see here. The job of the week. Here we go. The STEM C job of the week. We always say that STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And the C, of course, stands for communications. If you can speak and communicate well, you can make a ton of cash as well in today's world. But today's job of the week is going to be petroleum engineer. The median pay of petroleum engineers is $66 an hour, which equates to about $137,000 a year. Entry level education, bachelor's degree. Work experience, typically none. On the job training, typically none. And what do petroleum engineers do? Petroleum engineers design and develop methods for extracting oil and gas from deposits below the Earth's surface. The work environment. Petroleum engineers generally work in offices at drilling and well sites. Travel is frequently required to visit these sites to meet with other engineers, oil field workers, and customers. How to become a petroleum engineer. Petroleum engineer must have a bachelor's degree in engineering, preferably petroleum engineering. However, a bachelor's degree in mechanical, civil, chemical engineering may meet employer requirements. Employers also value work experience, so cooperative education programs in which students can earn academic credit and on-the-job experience are valuable as well. The pay. The median annual wage for petroleum engineers was $137,330 in May of 2020. Job outlook. Employment of petroleum engineers is projected to grow 8% from 2020 to 2030, about as fast as average for all occupations. All right, so that is the job of the week. And remember, we got to encourage our children, all of us, but especially us as our black children. We got to encourage them even more to look for these STEM jobs, man, and and it's not out of reach, right? 10 years ago, not even 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it was none of us could even imagine a black president, but we got a black president, right? So our children need to see that nothing is impossible for them. Don't get no degree in African American studies, liberal arts. That should just be a degree you bouncing into something else. You're not going to be able to pay your bills in the coming tech future, and it's not coming; it's here. But it's even going to be more technological, and it's going to get more into communications. In the next 20 years, you are not going to be able to pay your bills as an African American teacher, as an African American studies teacher. You're not going to be able to pay a whole bunch of bills like that. You got to think about, okay, if I'm going to spend all this time in school, I need to be chasing a degree that's going to pay me back the kind of money that I'm making. Just like I had Brother Corey on from I Am Comos talking about driving trucks. It has to make sense money wise for you to do certain things. He was talking about how, once he started driving regularly and making a certain amount of money, then he knew, okay, now it's time for me to finance my own truck, right? It's got to make sense. Or will you get into it? What are you doing? Don't go to college just so you can get a degree in liberal arts. No. Or if you really want to get a degree in some of these degrees, you got to look at the pay. Look at the pay first. Look at the pay. Then you decide if that's something you want to do for 20 years, 30 years, and get paid that much money. Because last I checked, housing going up, food going up, gas going up, everything going up. You got to get a job that's going to ride that wave as well. Called a cost of living increase. You're going to have a job that's going to be able to get these cost of living increases. Woo, that one way over you guys' head, I know. Way over you guys' head. All right, let's see. Let me see what I got here. You know what? Doggone it, what I forgot to do, I forgot to lay this out. So let me see. Recognizing the signs of a bad relationship. Does that make sense? Oh no. Almost, y'all. Almost ready. Relationship. Okay. All right, there we go. Now we got it. Okay, so let's get to our lead topic. Thank you. Let me get rid of this STEM's job here thing. Okay. What are some signs that we're in a bad relationship? Well, first of all, let's do the premise. The premise is if we get in a relationship, we want it to be good for us first. And then obviously for the other person, we want it to be good for them as well, right? Most of us at least, right? So we get into a relationship. It's good at first, right? Why? Why is the relationship always good at first? Because everybody's on their best behavior in the beginning, right? Everybody's on their best behavior. The girl, she's so sweet. The guy, he's so helpful. But after a while, the stuff wears off. The real person comes out. The real person comes out. How they really are comes out. Now, the question is, when does it get to the point where it becomes what they call toxic, or it becomes where it's a bad relationship? How do you know you're in a bad relationship? How do you know? What are some signs that you could see that you're in a bad relationship? Let me just take a look at something real quick here. I'm gonna take a look at something real quick here, and I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna give you guys some clues so you can know when you in a bad relationship. Uh, Before I do that, Sister Wana, when you start to feel bad when you think of them, that's when you're in a bad relationship. That could be one thing. That could be one thing in particular. Uh, with Petway boy, salute to you, sir. Salute to you, sir. Good to see you in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat that's in the building. Let me give y'all some. Let me give y'all some reasons, some ways to notice that you're in a bad relationship. There's constant criticism. Number one, there's constant criticism. Constant criticism is the indication that feelings of love and warmth for each other are being replaced by judgment. When you're constantly criticizing each other, that's not a good sign, according to licensed therapists. What do you think? When you constantly going to somebody, or they constantly criticizing you, right? As a man, the woman is constantly telling you, man, you're not paying the bills around here. You're not taking care of business around here. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. Right? As a woman, man is constantly telling you, you know what, you need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. Not in a way to encourage you to be healthier, but in a way telling you just to nag you, just to create stress for you the way they're doing it, right? Is that right? Constant criticism. That's one way of knowing that you're in a bad relationship. Number two, your relationship has become sexless. You're in a sexless relationship. I mean, zero, right? Another sign of unhappy marriage is virtually non-existent sex life. Or when you do have sex on the rare occasion, it's not great. Of course, not having sex all the time isn't a necessarily bad thing, and some couples don't mind a sexless relationship. Ay, ay, ay. It's not so much about how often married couples have sex, rather, it's about whether you enjoy the sex with your spouse and feel good with your shared sex life. So I think this is a little high on the list. It should be a lot lower on the list. But yeah, if your relationship becomes sexless, that is definitely going to be a problem. See, all of these things are symptoms. See, these are symptoms. And we're going to get into actual real things that's actually going on. But these are symptoms that you have a problem. And if you don't deal with it, it may not go away. It may not improve. Because a lot of people, what they like to do is they like to put their head in the sand and not address it. But you got to address these things. If you have a sexless marriage, instead of saying to yourself, this person just don't want to have sex with me, we need to be saying, why doesn't this person want to have sex? That's the right question to ask. Why? Why doesn't this one person is interested in having sex with me, and what can I do about it? But instead, we got so much ego and pride. We just say, oh, they just trying to not have sex with me. Maybe something in your behavior is making this person not feel sexual in your presence. So, but we don't do the math. See, I do the math, man. I'm a mathematician. I do the math. I just try to add it up. The question ain't, she's being evil to me. That's why she's holding back sex. She may not be aroused by you anymore because of the way you communicating with her or him, right? Men do not, men, let me tell y'all something, women. There's nothing that could turn a man off faster than a domineering woman. Yeah, he'll want to have sex with you for a while, but after a while, years of being with a domineering woman, nothing will turn a man off or make him less interested in sexual experience, because men want to dominate in a sexual experience. We have a natural instinct. We want to dominate in a sexual experience. And if you're already telling me you're going to dominate me, then I'm not going to be sexual with you. I may have these assets wrapped up with you or children wrapped up in you, but I don't want to be in a sexual relationship with you because you're trying to dominate me as a man. Woo! Another one right over y'all's heads. Let's continue the list. Let's continue my list because I got a lot to get to. Number 3, you struggle to spend time together. Being around each other may feel like a chore or extremely forced without the sense of intimacy that once was there. You may feel like you have nothing to say and also don't really care what they have to say. That's another one. So now you're struggling to spend time with this person, right? You're struggling to spend time with them. It's not a good experience anymore. Used to be you couldn't wait to get off of work to go spend time with them, or you couldn't wait to, meet up with them at the house, right? You gonna get off work, he gonna get off work, and y'all gonna meet at the house, or y'all gonna meet at a little restaurant to enjoy a meal together. Now you guys can't stand each other, right? And it might not even be at the point where you can't stand each other. You just don't want to be in the presence of this person because of their behavior, right? Because of the way they are. I was dating a girl one time, and man, she was so negative. She was so negative, man. And I still was this is my younger days, man, when I was still trying to make a situation work. I was still trying to make the situation work. And this girl, everything I said to her, she had a negative response for it. Hey, I think I'm gonna go to college for this. Why? That don't make no sense. You shouldn't do that. I mean, everything I said to her, not everything, but generally things I said to her, she just would have a negative response. I mean, luckily for me, she dumped me because I was working hard to try to make a relationship work with this lady. I felt like if I can just show her how much I was in a Will Smith mentality. If I could just show her how much punishment I can take from her, she will see that as endearing. That will endear her to me. That will endear me to her. And she will say, wow, he was willing to put up with all that punishment from me. I want to be in a relationship with him. That's attractive to me. No, in fact, it is not attractive. Peace, Sister Enya. Peace. Good to see you. Yeah, that doesn't endear. And to most women, when you act like that, when you show all that weakness, and that you don't have enough self worth for yourself to stand up for yourself, most women, that turns a lot of women off. Will Smith doesn't pick that up. I didn't pick it up either. I eventually got dumped by this sister. Best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing that ever happened to me. Moving on. Number 4. We're going through the reasons how you can recognize that your relationship is bad. Wait, before I do that, Sister Wanda, you got something. Sister Wanda, a lot of times they're critical or negative because they want out, but they won't admit it. Yes, that was true. And she wanted out. I mean, that I got to give her credit. She did so many things to let me know that she did not want to stay in a relationship with me. instead of just saying, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. She wanted me to do her dirty work for her. But all she had to do was say, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship with her. She kept making it seem like she wanted to be in a relationship with me verbally. But then she would do things that clearly a normal person, I wasn't a normal person. So a normal thinking person would have been like, this person don't want to be with me. They never call me. They never check on me. They never contact me. I have to call them. I have to chase them down. This is crazy, right? And then they only want to be on the phone for a minute, and then they done. I mean, it's like it was crazy, right? But a normal person would have said, "Oh, okay. See me now, I would have kicked her behind straight through the uprights." I mean, just you don't answer my phone calls, or all you gotta do that is once or twice. Boom, gone. It wouldn't even be a question. But I was in the Will Smith mentality at the time where I think that, hey, if I let this girl punish me enough, then she'll see that I really love her because I allowed her to punish me. And women don't see that way. That women see it like you not even strong enough to stand up for yourself to me. What's gonna happen when when a dude comes along trying to take me away from you? You ain't even gonna stand up for yourself then. That's unattractive to most women. But let's get back to our list. Thank you, Sister Juana. Let's get back to our list. Number 4, you stop sharing wins with each other. When something exciting happens, who's the first one you call? If it was once your spouse and now it's a friend or a family member, that's a sign your marriage has taken a hit or relationship has taken a hit. Unhappy marriages, there isn't much motivation to connect or share anything. In unhappy relationships, there isn't much motivation to connect or share anything with the other partner, right? So these are little things. This is stuff that happens a couple of years before the actual blow up, before the actual you drive up and there's a dude's car in your driveway. This is the stuff that happens a couple of years before that. Let's move on down our list. You're both defensive. Counselors note that consistent defensiveness is a sure sign that the two of you aren't communicating well. Going hand in hand with the constant criticism, simple statements or questions can also be met with backlash. For example, when one partner reminds the other to do a chore, they may get defensive and say something along the lines of, I already said I was going to do it. Don't guilt trip me. Right? So you're in a relationship with somebody and everything you guys say to each other turns into a brawl, right? But that's letting you know, man, you got a problem. You got a problem. There's a problem in paradise, and you better fix it. Now, the good thing is a lot of this stuff you can fix. A lot of the stuff you can just but see, here's the thing. Here's the kicker on all of this. Both people have to be just as motivated to fix it. You can't have one person that just says, I want to fix this, and then the other person say that it don't matter to me whether we fix it or not. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Both people have to have the motivation to want to make this thing work. So, and what I mean by that is you can't sell another person on making a relationship that they don't want to be in work. You can't sell that person. The person got to the point where they don't feel the relationship is working for them. They can't be sold on, you can just do it this way. No, you can't sell them. That either they want to do it, either they got their internal reasons why they want to do it, or you got to figure out what you're going to do your next move. And we're going to talk about that later. Let's continue. Number 6, you avoid each other as much as you can. Oh, man. Counselors say that generally avoiding each other is also relatively obvious signs that things are not going well. You'll likely make separate plans and have no motivation to spend time together, all of which point to an unhappy marriage or relationship. Yeah, first you guys couldn't stand to be with, oh, I love you, you hang up, no, you hang up, no, you hang up, you hang up, and you do that for an hour, right? Yeah, you hang up, no, you hang up, no, you hang up, you, and you guys can't, you guys are that couple that everybody is cringing at the table at the restaurant, right? Hi, honey bun, honey lamb, you're my snuggle buffins, and so everybody's like, man, God, hey, right? But they understand you in the beginning stages of your relationship. But then it gets to the point where, man, I don't even want to be around this chick. She doesn't make me feel good. She shoots down all my ideas. She's always telling me how fat I am. She's always telling me how skinny I am. She's always telling me talking about how people in her life were, better. Her family told her that she shouldn't have married me, or she shouldn't have gotten a relationship with me. How do you want to be with somebody like that? That's always constantly presenting an issue to you. They don't say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" I just want to know how you doing. You not doing well? Okay, what can I do to help you in that situation? But most people are so selfish that they don't think about it that way. They think about it like this: I hate that person. It got to get to the point where I don't want to be around them, and then get to the point where I hate them. We don't get to that. We'll get to that. Number 7. You daydream about leaving. Ay, ay, ay. It's entirely possible that fantasies of leaving or being single will start to pop in your head. You're becoming aware of the issues facing your marriage and how the marriage makes you feel, and it is inevitably causing you to think of other possibilities. So you got somebody in your life, man, and they're not the ish no more. They're not the ish no more. You're trying to be with them, and you're trying to work it out, but it's just not working. Now you're getting to the point where you daydream. You know what, man? If I could get her to not dig into my retirement, I would be gone. I told you guys about that L.A. sheriff that I knew about, that he just 29 years. Man comes home, tells his wife of 29 years, hey, and it was the day the boy graduated high school and had all this stuff set for college. The last boy get out of the house, he comes in and he says, I got a girlfriend. And I'm moving in with her. I'm out. You don't know. There ain't no guarantee. A lot of y'all think, man, when you get married, there's a guarantee, right? Go look on that marriage certificate. It doesn't say guarantee nowhere on that marriage certificate. Nowhere does it say guarantee. This is a guarantee that you're gonna be together forever. The word guarantee is not even on the paperwork. There are no guarantees in life. You could be married to somebody for 20, 30 years. They could walk in the house and say, I'm done. Especially when they're empty nesting. I'm done. I've been putting up with your stuff just to get these children into college. I'm done. The man, usually it's the man that's hit on the blind side, like, what? I thought things was great. Didn't see all of this other stuff I've been telling y'all about. He didn't see it. The woman was avoiding him, being defensive. He just got used to it. It's like Will Smith. We're going to get into Will Smith, but he got used to being treated other than good. He got used to it. So it wasn't even a big deal for her to disrespect him or mistreat him. He got used to that. We got to the point where that became the normal way their relationship flowed, for her to mistreat him like that. Whoop, another one. Another one. Let's get back to our list, y'all. Number 8, we're talking about the reasons how you can tell, some of the reasons you can tell that your relationship is bad. It's got, it's on its way to a place. We're not talking about the blow up, the ultimate blow up that usually happens in most relationships. We talking about these are breadcrumbs you can see along the way, and if you got your eyes open, you can start doing something about it to correct them. Right? We'll talk about that as well. Number 8, there's an anxious versus avoidance attachment dynamic. Something that these counselors frequently notice is a clash of attachment styles. There's a spectrum of people who are pursuers, who are kind of boundaryless and get their self-esteem from how the other person feels about them. And then there are withdrawers, conflict avoiders that don't want to talk about issues. In these scenarios, they're often a cycle of one pursuing and the other withdrawing, only to cause more subsequent pursuing and withdrawing. That is just, to me, it's just people trying to give each other stress. You get to a point where you get so resentful, you just try to start giving the other person a lot of stress, right? I know this topic is going to give her stress. Let me bring it up now. See if she's going to address it now. I know she ain't going to address it, but let me bring up her weight now. You know what I mean? Or same thing with the woman. I know he ain't going to address the income situation, but let me bring it up now. Right? And we just chase each other around the mulberry bush, causing problems for each other. It's absolutely insane. Insane. But a lot of stuff y'all need to know when you got problems so that you can address it. See, half of the situation is just knowing you got a problem. The other half is actually addressing it. Sister Wanda, Will Smith needs to leave because eventually Jada is going to send him a text for divorce, and then Will is going to really be hurt and messed up. Let me tell you something, Sister Wanda. Jada Smith is not going nowhere. If anybody's going to divorce anybody, he's going to have to divorce her. She's not going anywhere. She's not going to leave those mansions. She's not going to leave them big cars. She's not going to leave none of that stuff. She'll never, ever do anywhere close to Will Smith if she walks out of that situation. She's smart enough to know that. So she's not going anywhere. She's just going to continue to mistreat him. He's the one that's going to have to divorce her if he wants this kind of behavior to stop. But he's so beat down, he doesn't even realize how bad the situation is. And I'm sure she has isolated him from people that could actually break it down to him. She has isolated him from those people. So he doesn't even know how bad the situation is. It's like Kanye West. He doesn't even know, he doesn't realize how bad he's making himself look. But Petway boy, he better leave. He should. But that's the only person that's going to leave this situation. She is not going to leave. She'll never do better than Will Smith ever again. She'll never get nowhere close to that. The only way the only thing that's going to happen is this is going to progressively get to a point where he's going to end up in the hospital or something, just having a nervous breakdown if he lets it continue. Sister Wanda, she will get half of billions in a divorce settlement. Yes, she will get half of billions, but there won't be nobody to step on. And for her ego, she has to have a victim. She has to have a willing victim. Even with her with billions of dollars, half of billions of dollars, she would not be happy. Because what makes her happy is stepping on him. That's what makes her happy. If it didn't, she would have left a long time ago. Now, at this age, she's not in a position to do any better than Will Smith. That is the top. That's the glass ceiling for her. She better hold on with both hands. He is the one that needs to divorce her. He could give her $500 million. He can give her $500 million, take his $500 million, and find a real woman that would actually treat him like a man. she'd be worth the $1 billion he had to pay Jada Pinkett to get with somebody who would really treat him like a man. But he don't know this. Jada Pinkett probably, I don't know for sure because I'm not in a relationship, but I'm assuming that she probably has isolated him from anybody who would actually give him some real good advice about how to deal with that situation. Anyway, moving on, y'all. Let's move on. Let's finish our list. We've got a couple more. Number 9, you feel more yourself. You feel more yourself when you're apart, right? When you first get together with your spouse, you're supposed to feel like they bring out the best in you, and like you are around, and like who you are around them. In an unhappy marriage or relationship, you'll feel more like yourself when you're not around them, and may even dislike who you are around them. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. You think Will Smith feels like he's a man when he's around her? Think he feels like he's a man when he's around her? You think he feels like better about himself when he's away from her? So why don't he just leave? Why doesn't Will Smith just leave? Because he's got a screw loose upstairs. And he doesn't want to walk away from her. And he, in his head, really has a weird attachment to her. It's a weird attachment where he feels like he can teach her to come to his if she would just get on his page, the relationship will work. But he doesn't have the sense to realize she ain't never gonna get on his page. Never. She'll never be on your page. But she keeps putting that carrot out there like, yeah, maybe one day I will get to your page. Maybe I'll get to your understanding. Yeah, at 80 years old, when nobody's going to chase after you no more. Yeah. But by that time, Will Smith will be beat down in the ground, luckily be alive if he is, because all of the stress that he got to deal with. I don't care. There ain't no man that's going to be okay with another man going up in his wife. There's just no, you can act like you are, you can say that you are, but if you're a real man, you're not going to be happy with that. Men are just too territorial. They just don't want nobody going up in their wife. There's just no way. But he has to put on this role and act like he's okay with that, because if not, she'll leave, and he feels like if she leaves, that's going to be a problem for him. For whatever reason, he's stuck there. Like I said, it's not he's not well mentally. He's got an unnatural attraction to her that supersedes his own self-preservation, and that's not good, in my opinion. You should never be attracted to somebody to the point where you're willing to let them mistreat you just to keep the relationship going. Just because on the strength that you would rather have them here in a relationship mistreating you than them be gone and have somebody else with them and them not mistreating you. That's crazy. But we all been there, right? I can't say that I ain't never been. We all been there. But the question is, once you recognize it, what you're going to do, you got to move on. You got to move forward. The best thing that ever happened to me was that girl dumping me. I wasn't strong enough to dump her myself, but I was a young man. Will Smith is in his 50s. In your 50s, man, you're supposed to have a machete. Go do something wrong, one false move, whoosh, off with your head. Figuratively, I'm speaking. Oh, you ain't supposed to be putting up with stuff in your 50s. In your 50s? Really? That's why I don't recommend men in their 50s dating women in their 20s. Not unless it's a very, very, very mature person, very, very mature. But typically, no, man. Girls in their 20s are playing games. You need somebody who's understands what they're looking for and wants a good man in a life. And typically women in their 20s, they got so many options, they don't need to commit to nobody. They can't even recognize what a good man looks like because they got so many options. They can chase their desires, not the good options on the table. Petaway boy, yeah, us black men have to start dumping women more. Yeah, well, we got the bad ones, brother. The bad ones, yeah, the bad ones. We gotta leave the bad ones alone. That's why I'm doing this stream, brother, so that you can recognize when you're in a bad situation and get out of it. Both men and women. Women need to learn how to get rid of guys that's bad. But I gotta give what's that dude that does the 5150 show? Corey Holcomb. I don't always agree with everything he says, but he said something. I got to give him credit for it because it is a genius idea. If you want to get out of a relationship with a woman, you really want to get out of a relationship with a woman, and you don't want to just go in and just slam in and just say, I hate you, I don't want to be with you no more. You want to just break it off. Borrow money. Same thing with a woman. You want to break it off with some dude, borrow money and don't pay it back. Keep borrowing money and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Finally, the person will say, you know what? I can't even afford to be in a relationship with you. And then that will end almost any relationship. Borrowing money will end it. The continuous borrowing of money. All right, y'all, let's move on. Number 10, you stop arguing. You're not arguing anymore, roughly. Not arguing anymore roughly translates to the two of you not being willing to work through things anymore. Arguing isn't great, obviously, but at least it means you're still fighting for something. Losing motivation to work through things with each other is a really bad sign. Yeah, so you stop fighting for stuff, right? Because you realize it's not going to happen. You stop fighting for stuff. Hey, I want you to lose weight because I feel like you would be more healthier if you did. And you keep saying it to her, but she keeps taking offense to it. Finally, you just say, hey, I'm just not going to say anything. And unfortunately, you get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until she might get to herself to a point where she's very unhealthy. Same thing with her. She keeps telling you, hey, brother, I think, maybe you need to get a second job just to catch some of these bills up. And he's like, I ain't get no second job. I ain't got to do that. We'll be all right. And she is smart enough. She got a degree. So she's smart enough to be able to do the math to realize you in a sinking ship. Something has to be done. So she don't even argue with you no more. She just go get another job. She just go get a job herself. So the man, unfortunately, would take that as undermining his authority. We so crazy out here, man. We are really crazy. But who is telling you this stuff? Who is telling you this stuff? See, you got to come away. You got to leave the kumbaya space, right? Where they don't talk about this stuff in depth like we do here. We give you facts and actual facts and biological facts, actual facts, mathematics that back up our position. You go out to the kumbaya space, what they're going to do? They're going to throw a scripture at you. They're going to throw how their personal experience at you. How's it going to help you? If you don't know how to interpret it, how's any of that going to help you? Most of them preach, don't teach. We teach here, not preach. We don't. There's a difference between teaching and preaching. What's the difference, Brother Clarence? What's the difference between teaching and preaching? Teaching is when you present the facts. You try to persuade somebody to do something based on the facts. Preaching is when you try to teach somebody and persuade them based on your personal preference. This is the way I see it. Therefore, this is the way you should see it. That's preaching. Teaching is, hey, let's add this all up. Let's add this up. What's your goal? Your goal to accomplish this? Okay, then this is what you need to do. I might throw a little personal situation in there every now and then, but only because it reinforces the mathematics. We teach from actual facts and mathematics here. This is the place where you come for truth, like Brother Be Easy said. This is the truth. Oh man, what did he say? The truth zone. Brother Be Easy is gonna get me. This is the truth place where truth is gonna come. Truth is gonna come from here. We don't work in feelings. We don't work in, you don't see people coming on here caping for me. You got to go to other content creators and they caping for them. Oh, I just want to come on and say, your nuts are so big. I never seen somebody with nuts as big as you. Your nuts are so big. Thank you for letting me come on. Can I shout out my YouTube page? Yeah, okay. Hey, once again, your nuts are so big. Thank you for letting me come on. I mean, people come here and they don't do that. They give me my respect, but they know, you could tell I'm not the kind of guy, you got to come on here and tell me how big my balls are. You don't got to do that. Come on if you want to come on, get in the chat if you want to get in the chat, learn something, or teach me something. Some of y'all teach me stuff. Anyway, I'm trying to help y'all, man. I'm trying to help everybody in this space because people aren't talking about this stuff. This is where you're going to get the truth from me. You'll get the truth from me, an in-depth truth from me, not my feelings, I'm not here to cape for nobody. That's why I got to stay off of going onto these other people's live streams in the Kumbaya space. Because in the Kumbaya space, people come on caping for everybody. I'm not doing that. If you have me on your podcast, I'm going to be telling you the truth. I'm going to hit you with so much truth. But most of it, y'all, boom, goes right over their heads. I'm about 40 years. I'm about 50 or 40 years ahead of my time. But anyway, let's continue, y'all. Let's continue, y'all. Thanks to God, I am. This is a big one. Number 11. This is a big one. You're in denial about negative patterns, right? Whether you've been together for decades or you just been not being keen on the idea of divorce, accepting you're in an unhappy marriage or relationship can be difficult. Yes, that's where Will Smith is right now. He's finally in the place where he has to accept it. He cannot avoid it anymore. Now you're told the whole world how you guys are living. Everybody knows about it now. First it was in the back burner. Now everybody knows about it. Now you cannot avoid the situation no more. Can't be in denial no more. This can result in denial or an inability to recognize negative patterns. You think your wife sleeping with other men is a negative pattern? I would say I haven't attended MIT. I'm not in Mesa. I'm not a high IQ person, but I think I got enough sense to realize. I have enough sense to realize that your wife sleeping with other men while you know is a bad sign. That is what we call a negative pattern. Right? Ay. Consultants say, if you don't recognize this, it's going to be very difficult to improve your relationship. How you going to improve a relationship when you don't recognize that you're in a bad relationship? You can't prove it because you're in denial. You're in denial that it's a bad relationship. This is Will Smith. This is Kanye West. Guys are in bad situations. Kanye West right now is trying to get back with his wife He's trying to put his family back together. His wife has moved on. Let me tell you something. It's not the same for women, but it is for men. The worst thing you can do if you really, unless this woman really, really loves you, the worst thing you can do is go back to a woman that you walked away from or she walked away from you. That's the worst mistake you can make because the average woman's not going to respect you anymore. Especially as she's in a relationship with some other man. Kim Kardashian is in a relationship with Pete Davidson. Now, I understand. That's just, Pete Davidson is just Mr. Right Now. She is not going to get no long-term situation with Pete Davidson. They just having a good time, quote unquote. So Kanye West is waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? But even if that other shoe drops with Pete Davidson, she's gonna probably go get another dude, a youngster. Shout out to Kim Kardashian. Go get them youngsters. Older women, we need y'all. Somebody has to teach these young guys what foreplay is about. How to take their time and stop jackhammering everything. Older women are great for that. Older women are the training wheels of manhood. Woo! There's another one. Older women are the training wheels of manhood. They teach you how to get your stroke together. They teach you how to, they teach you how to get your foreplay game together. They teach you how to get your talking game together. They teach you how to get your kissing game together. They teach you how to get your seduction game together. Seduction? I didn't know I could seduce a woman. Of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you as a man can seduce a woman. But typically women are able to seduce us more because we are more conditioned to be alert to sexual tension, which is what most women use to get men in relationships. They use high sexual tension, right? Woo woo. Woo woo. Y'all gonna have to look at this on the replay so you can get all of this stuff, man, because I'm dropping them and y'all ain't catching them, man. All right, y'all, let's move on to number 12. There's no understanding or compassion. Does that describe Will Smith? Does that describe Kim Kardashian? Will Smith, Jada Smith. Does that describe Kim Kardashian? There is no understanding or compassion. Things like blame, judgment, and shaming will often take front stage in an unhappy marriage or relationship, leaving little to no room for understanding or compassion. So compassion goes out the window. Can we say compassion went out the window in the Will Smith's marriage? That lady has absolutely no compassion for him. And we're going to see. We're going to watch a video of them in a minute. We're going to see that she has zero compassion for him. Zero. Do you really want to be in a relationship where the woman or the man has zero compassion for you? See, we got to start vetting. See, but you know what the main problem with Will Smith was? He didn't vet this girl properly. He looked at her and he felt like, man, I'm sexually attracted to her. Therefore, we can make this work some kind of way. Right? Old folks call it lust, right? But I'm going to say a mathematical term. You sexually attracted to her. Sexual attraction is high. But you can't build a relationship around sexual attraction. You can't. That's very dangerous to try to do. I'm going to build a relationship around sexual attraction? How are you going to do that? How is that going to make sense at all? It's probably not. It's probably not. But he did it. Same thing with Kanye West. He's sexually attracted to her. Her body count was an issue. It drove him crazy, drove him off the cliff. But she has some other good qualities, and now he wants her back. Convoluted is not even the word that we can use. Let's finish all this so we can start helping some people get their relationship in check. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a good one. Number 13. This is a good one. Body language changes. We can tell a lot from body language, and it's usually not too hard to read when you know what to look for. Very basically, you and your spouse may always angle yourselves away from each other. Holy smokes. Even when speaking, you may cross your arms or put your hands on your hips a lot in a dominating or defensive manner. Ay, ay, ay. Jada Pinkett does that a lot. I don't know if Kim Kardashian does, but Jada Pinkett does those things a lot. Not a good. Will Smith is not in a good place. If any of Will Smith's people are listening, have him holler at me. Have him holler at me. I don't have a dog in the fight, and I can just tell him straight out, this is what you need to do to correct the situation, or you just need to leave. That's the bottom line of that. But you know what they'll do? They'll go to TD Jakes or go to Creflo Dollar or one of these guys, or Steve Harvey or one of these guys. They won't get the real truth. They'll get some kumbaya information, but not get the real truth. I'm gonna give you the real truth. I'm gonna give you the real truth, and your relationship will be 1,000 times better if you hear the truth and you act on the truth. All right, let's get to our list. Number 14. It feels physically wrong to be together. Ay, ay, ay. It feels physically wrong being together. Holy smokes. Being in each other's presence is no longer warm and joyful, and instead likely feels cold, awkward, and uncomfortable. Holy smokes. Do you see that when you see Will Smith and his wife together? It looks like it looks like an orangutan in a fish tank. It just looks so crazy when you see them together. They don't even look like they even, well, she doesn't look like she likes him. He looks very subservient. And he looks like he doesn't realize how bad of a situation he's in. And not to beat up on him. We've all been there. So it's not like I'm saying this to say, I ain't know, I always been, I always had a handle on everything. No, I haven't. How do you think I got this information? I ain't get this information I'm giving out from no school book. This is 32 years of bumps on this head here. And even more. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. The question is, do you want to listen? Do you want to listen? You're gonna figure out your own way. Okay, figure out your own way. I'll meet you at when you are, especially the men, when you guys are out there paying all of this alimony and child support, and then blaming the woman because you're paying all this child support, you're saying you got a baby mama terrorist. When I'm telling you up front, I'm showing you how you can separate yourself from a baby mama terrorist. You got to vet those women up front. You ain't even dealing with baby mama terrorists. The likelihood of you dealing with somebody like that is very low. But when you have an unprotected casual sex, premarital sex with lots of different women, your chances are gonna go through the roof. You ain't vetting all these women. But don't listen to me. Go listen to Fresh and Fit. Go pay $900 for the courses they selling you so they can tell you that you need to go out there, or Mr. Lucario, go pay $750 or $1,000 for one of his courses to tell you how to have game. Problem with game is there's going to be a winner and a loser. And you can't win every time. You're going to lose a lot more if you're not doing this thing right. Woo, 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 woo. But that's okay. That's okay. Y'all will come knocking on my door in about 5 years, 10 years, man. When you say, man, you was right, Brother Claire, you was right. I should have listened to you, but I chose to listen to Fresh and Fit and get all these notches on my belt. Now I got all this child support I'm paying. Now I got all this alimony I'm paying. I tried to tell you, brother. I tried to tell you. One thing, your blood is off my hands. That blood is off my hand. I tried to tell you. If you don't want to listen to me, cool. Go listen to all these other dudes. They'll tell you. But me personally, if I was going to take airplane lessons, if I was going to take airplane lessons, I would rather take airplane lessons from somebody who actually flew in a plane as opposed to people that's just tricking people into the plane and never getting them off the ground. That's me. But it depends on what your goals are. Woo! I'm telling y'all, man, you got to go back and look at the replay so y'all can get all this stuff. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, 15. Here's another one that's bad. You feel contempt toward each other. What is contempt? It's when somebody just don't like you, man. They just don't have it for you, right? And they show it to you. Contempt is usually when they show it to you that they got contempt, right? Along with defensiveness and criticism, contempt is one of the 4 horsemen of relationships described by the Gottman Institute, one of the leaders in relationship research. Contempt is a kind of extreme disdain for another person, akin to hatred and disgust. It's a lingering emotion that will make most encounters with your spouse unpleasant. Okay. So now you got contempt for this person, meaning that as soon as they walk in the room, you just get a scowl on your face, right? You can't get into it. Develops to a point where now it's not just, oh, I feel uncomfortable being around them. Now you're like actually got disdain for the person. And it's a negative, a wave of negative energy takes over you. How's that going to help your relationship? How's that going to help the relationship? I don't see too many people with contemptuous relationships doing well. Now, let me ask you a question. Does Jada Pinkett have contempt for Will Smith? The way I see it, she does. She's always showing him, not always, she is showing him contempt a lot of the times that I see her in the public working with him. Very contemptuous. And that's what we can see. Who knows how she's acting behind the scenes? I can guesstimate that it's not much better. People ain't going to treat you better in front of people than they are behind the scenes. They're usually going to treat you worse behind the scenes. So if she's treating him bad now in front of the public, how do you think she's treating him in those mansions? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. You need to take a page from the Clintons. If you really want to stay together, take a page from the Clintons. You have your house, I have my house, and take a page from the Clintons. Woo, I didn't hear that one either. Okay, here's the last one. Number 16. Y'all stonewall each other. The 4th and final horseman is stonewalling. It essentially involves someone shutting down, particularly during conflict. Why would somebody shut down during conflict? Because you know somebody's not listening to you, right? They're not listening to you. Why are you going to continue to, your purpose, especially if you're kind of person like me, my purpose ain't to argue with you. I don't need that. I got enough self-esteem. I don't need to argue with no one. No one, not one person. If you want to argue, debate, different. That's a different thing. But argue where you hurling insults at me and I'm hearing insults at you, or you are all emotional when you're talking to me. I don't need to do that to another person. And you shouldn't either. If you really need to do that all the time, you should check your self-esteem and do something about your own self-esteem. We can't do anything about other people. You know what I mean? You're in a relationship with somebody and you're in a relationship with a woman and she doesn't want to lose weight. She don't want to lose weight. What can you do? You got to figure out your next move. She just doesn't, she don't see it as an issue. Okay. Same thing. You in a relationship with a man and he won't get a job because you got two. He just don't see it the way you see it. But I love him. I got two of his children. I know you do, but I'm going to talk to y'all about escape plans. Sometimes you got to put together an escape plan. And it might take 2 or 3 years. It might take 4 years for your escape plan to come together, but you got to put an escape plan together. You cannot stay in a relationship and maintain mental stability in a bad relationship. Because bad relationships take good energy away from you. You start walking by the mirror, you don't recognize who you are. And you look in the mirror, you go, who is this person? How did I get to this point where I look like I've been in a dogfight? But it's because all the stress you're going through in a bad relationship. Can bad relationships be revived? Yes. I'll get into that later. Because I really want to get into this Will Smith thing. So let me get back to the Will Smith situation. But that way. Yeah, it was Black Man stuff. Oh, okay. Well, I already did that one. Let me see. Let me share my screen, y'all. Cause let me share my screen and let me tell y'all which one I'm gonna do here. Okay, Will Smith. All right. Okay. So now we're gonna watch, y'all, Will Smith talking at the table about the situation with him and his wife and the Augustina situation.
We were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes.
Okay, so he said he laughed it off as an entanglement, right? Look at her. She has no fear. I don't have no fear what I'm going to say to you. You ain't going nowhere. She feels like he got him. She got him. She got his heart. She got his heart, right? It's a bad situation, man. It's really tough. But what can the guy do? Now he's so invested emotionally in the situation, he feels like he can't pull away from her. Anyway, let's continue.
Yes.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
If you think Will Smith and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith have a perfect marriage, you might want to think twice. We get it. They are cute. They've been together for a very, very long time, too. But if there's anything we have learned in these past months, it's that these two have had their own share of problems. In his new book, Will Smith revealed that he and Jada split in 2011, leading him to seek out a shaman who gave him a psychotropic tea. An hour.
Okay, so now he got to seek out a shaman? How many of you guys are going to go out there and seek out a shaman? Is your relationship not working right? See what I'm saying? See all the weird stuff he got to do? Because he cannot understand why she will not just be the woman that he wants her to be. See, sometimes you got to recognize, man, when it's time to cut bait. You just got to cut the bait and just let it go. This person is not going to do what you say. Never. She's not going to be the person that you want her to be. So you got to untangle your heart and keep on moving. Anyway, let's continue.
After drinking it, he writes, I was floating deep in outer space. I was trillions of light years away from Earth. During this spiritual trip, Will recounts sensing an unseeable woman behind him. He calls her mother and writes that he can tell she will never leave him. This trip left Will with one conclusion. If he looked as good as he was seeing, he didn't need movies to validate him. He didn't need hit records to validate him, and he most definitely didn't need Jada to validate him. Ouch. The couple's temporary 2011 split came only a few days after Will threw Jada a lavish 3-day birthday celebration, which
Listen
he
to
claims to
this.
have planned for
Listen
3
to
years.
this.
He put together a documentary about Jada's family, hired her favorite artist to paint custom-made paintings for her, and planned a lavish dinner with a 20-foot-long archway filled with photos of Jada. Fancy, right? That's what we thought, but it appears Mrs. Smith was not so pleased. In fact, she hated it. After the celebration, Jada said nothing. Not a thank you, not an I loved it, Will writes. Instead, she asked him to cancel the rest of the weekend's plans. The couple would end up having an argument.
Wait a minute. You see that? You see that? Now, he planned this whole big event for her birthday to show. See, this is what I'm saying. He's always doing things like this. Let me take this hat off. He's always doing things like this to impress her or to show her. See, because he's confused. This man is very confused. He's thinking, I'm going to show her, I'm going to endear myself to her by showing her that I went through all this effort for her. And she don't give a damn. She doesn't give a damn, man. She got so much contempt for him. She don't care. Let's continue. Let's continue on.
Argument during which Jada described the party as the most disgusting display of ego she had ever seen.
Wow.
Expectedly, they didn't speak for a while, and soon it became evident that they could no longer make each other happy, so they stopped trying. I retire from trying to make you happy. I quit. You go do you, and I'ma go do me, Will recalls telling his wife. Jada and Smith knew divorce was not an option, but they also knew they needed time apart, so they
Why is divorce not an option? Why is divorce not an option? Divorce is an option. It's the best option for him. But see, divorce is not an option for her. She ain't never going to do better than him. Ever. 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 That's it. This is the end of the line for her. He could take the money that he get in the divorce settlement and he could go and he could have 10 women if he want them. But he's stuck. He's stuck because he don't have nobody else in his ear. And it's a sad situation, man. It's sad. He doesn't have anybody to step into his life and say, hey, brother, you in a bad situation. You in a bad situation. What you need to do is you need to not only take time, but a long time. A long time. You need to take the time that you spending out here messing around with this chick trying to impress her. You need to go and try to impress another woman that knows how to be a woman to you. That would actually be a good woman for you. Jada Pinkett might be a good person, but she's not a good woman for you, Will Smith. Not. And you need to leave. So how does that relate to us? When you see these bad situations, you see these breadcrumbs. I just went through 16 breadcrumbs you can see. You know, it's real simple, but you got to look for this stuff up front. The problem is when you get into a marriage, a lot of stuff don't happen till on the back end. When you first get started up front, this stuff ain't happening. That's where you that's the time when you build your biggest bond is in the front end, right? So on the back end, when problems start coming up, instead of jumping in there, now, what am I saying? When these problems come up, you just leave the relationship? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when these problems come up, you have to address them. And everybody's got to have the motivation to address these problems. If everybody doesn't have the motivation to address these issues, then you got a problem on your hands. You have a real problem on your hands. How is a woman going to respect you when you're not addressing these problems? eventually the relationship's gonna go underwater, just like the situation when you're watching it in real time with Will Smith. Is Will Smith the only one going through something like this? No. Let's look at something else. Let's look at something else. See, I don't want to just be talking, man. I like to have documentation, bro. I like to have real stuff here. So now we're going to look at Kim Kardashian's situation, the situation with Kim and Kanye and Pete Davidson. All right, let's look at that situation.
You have to know it came down to just one thing. His personality.
Like Kanye, I know you're like, yo, this is the real me. I'm off the meds. Take him.
See, now they clowning this dude. This dude has 4 children with this lady, and this dude is on Saturday Night Live clowning him. See, but he's a young man. He don't know that you don't clown a man in front of his children. Man, a man will kill you. And you having sex with his wife. This man could kill you. He might be the type of person that I'll do 100 years, no problem. For what he said about me, I'll do 100 years in jail, no problem. See, sometimes we don't know what we're doing. We out here don't know what we're doing. This young man obviously don't know what he's doing. Never dealt with a married man before. And I'm going to tell you guys out here. I know a lot of you guys are on these apps where the person says they separated. Either you married or you not married. If you married, leave a married woman alone. Now I'm talking to the men. Leave a married woman alone. Leave married women alone. But they separated. They in the process of getting a divorce. Man, until that ink gets dry, you leave this woman alone. You never know, man. The man could come back in here and they could get back together at any point. I had a friend. This dude was so crazy, man. This dude was so crazy. Him and his wife they were both just crazy. Swingers, drugs, they was crazy. I mean, he wasn't close in my circle, but I knew the brother. Okay? I knew the brother through somebody else. Anyway, his divorce, the day he got divorced, and they got, bam, they stamped it at the courthouse. Him and his crazy ex-wife went and had sex in the bathroom. But this is years and years ago. This is before they had all the cameras and all that. They had sex in the bathroom at the courthouse. Right after being divorced legally. See, man, you don't know what's going on, man. You don't know what's happening. Leave married people alone. Leave married people alone, because you never know when they're going to get back or what's going on in the background. Nothing. You don't know what's going on. Woman just telling you whatever she want to tell you because she just looking for comfort. Same thing with a married man. They just looking for comfort. Once you find out that this man or this woman is married, you need to exit stage left. Like Snagglepuss. Exit stage left. You out of there. Because if you stick around, whatever happens to you after that is your own fault. Remember that. Woo, woo. Whatever happens to you messing with married people, because they have separated. I'm separated. I'm divorced. We working. We going through the divorce. Okay, get back with me after the divorce is final. That's when you get back with me. You mess with people that's still married, whatever happens to you is on you. All right, let's finish watching this stuff with Pete Davidson.
Kim Kardashian is a world-famous star, no doubt. But is she totally drama-free these days? Find out yourself by staying tuned.
The Keeping Up with the Kardashians star recent separation from her husband of 7 years, Kanye West, has made its fair share of media rounds, and let's just say we can't get enough. The couple, who met over 15 years ago and were together as a couple for over 10 years, have hit a wall in their marriage, and Kanye is not taking no for an answer to his reunion plans, even when it seems like Kim has moved on and wants out of the marriage. Kim's new beau, Pete Davidson, isn't so fond of Kanye, and it's not hard to understand why. Ever since news broke that the comedian is in a relationship with Kim, Kanye has not stopped expressing his will to get his wife and family back together. The rapper has been making several public moves to win back his wife, and from what we can see, he sure is putting in a lot of effort. Kanye, who now goes by the name Ye, recently admitted to his fair share of mistakes that eventually broke up his marriage. He has since owned up to his actions, hoping that it will restore what has been lost. But, it's not quite looking like that will happen. At least not anytime soon. The rapper also controversially expressed that he and Kim are still married, as their divorce has yet to be finalized, and he'd like to have the mother of his children back. Kanye recently reposted a screenshot he made of an article from a TMZ news story detailing his speech from a recent public speaking he made with the headline titled, "Kanye West says God will bring him and Kim back together, inspire millions." Not only did
It's time to start your own business, to turn your dream into something official.
Kanye share the photo to his IG story for his millions of followers to see, he went ahead and tagged his estranged wife to make sure she didn't miss the post. Yikes. Dinner must have been awesome.
Okay. So now God is going to put them back together, right? God is going to put, sometimes we delusional. Sometimes a lot of us, we say that women are delusional. A lot of times men are delusional. You left your wife because they was going to put you in a sanitarium. You left your wife. Then you got your wife. You thought your wife was going to sit there twiddling her thumbs. And she actually moved on with her life, right? When she finally accepted the fact that you wanted to leave, she wasn't sitting there twiddling her thumbs. She got back out there in the life. And it's a long line of dudes that want to hit Kim Kardashian. It may not be a long line of dudes who wants to marry her, but it's definitely a long line of dudes that would want to go out and hit the nightlife scene in LA or New York with her. Definitely. They would see that as a pleasure, as a bonus, a benefit. Sister Wanda, whenever they say that's what I said, they have no respect for you. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at your relationships and say to yourself, what's going on here? You know what I mean? When you but like this thing said, the information I was giving you guys, you got to recognize negative patterns. I would say your wife having sex with another man, that would be considered a negative pattern. I mean, I'm not no genius, Sister Wanda, but I would say your wife, you trying to divorce your wife and the divorce that you started, or no, you didn't start it, she started, and now she's dating somebody else after she recognized that you were dating someone else as well. See, Kanye West, he thought, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to get my head together, I'm going to get some new pee, and I'm going to get my head together, and then I'm going to go back. Kim, she loved me so much. This is a mistake men make. I got the magic stick. She'll never be able to work with somebody else because I got the magic stick. Not so at all. And when you rest on that, and you rest on the fact that, oh, well, I got the magic stick. I'm the only person she's going to be able to deal with. Once a woman finally recognizes that it ain't happening and it's not gonna happen no more, she moved on. Especially when she got so many options. Kim Kardashian has a lot of options. There are a lot of guys that would probably marry her again. Well, I would say a lot, but there's some guys out there that would probably still marry her even after divorcing Kanye. But Kanye West thought she was gonna be sitting in the house twiddling her thumbs. No. Watching after school specials. No. Kim Kardashian said, I'm good. I gotta get back out there. And she got all those women in her life that's telling girl, you better get out there. Girl, get back out there. Don't be sad over no man. So she got out there. Pete Davidson, the youngster that got caught up in the whole situation. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work out good for Pete Davidson or Kanye West. Sister Wanda, Will was doing too much. In fact, Will does the things for her that he wants Jada to do for him that makes her hate him more. I think you're right, Sister Wanda. I think you're right. But like I said, in his mind, he thinks by showing her that he can take all this punishment from her, he thinks he's going to win her over, right? Some kind of crazy Martin Luther King, we shall overcome. Y'all can hit me with all these billy clubs and stick these dogs on me, and then when I show you how much pain I can take from you, then that some kind of way will turn your heart and you'll see. But it didn't work for Martin Luther King, didn't work for Mahatma Gandhi, and it's not going to work for Will Smith. Sister Wanda, Will doesn't tend women. He wants a woman who validates him. We all do, Sister Wanda. We all do. We'd rather have one good woman than 10, concubines. The average man. But here's the key. Here's the key to the situation of somebody, getting the right woman in your life. You got to be cool with yourself first. You got to have a standard of behavior where people are around you understand that, hey, this man has a standard of behavior that if I'm going to be around him and conduct business around him and be around him as his female companion, these are the things I have to do. Jada Smith was never given that talking to. She was never given that memo. So she don't know. All she knows is stepping on this man. That's all she knows. That's all she's been doing for 20 years, is stepping on him. He tried to change the pattern, but she's not going to let the pattern change. I'm going to step on you. Divorce ain't an option. Why? Because Jada Pinkett loses in the divorce. She may get the money, but she's going to lose because she'll have nobody to step on, and she'll have nobody ever care about her like he does. That'll never happen. If she had been with Tupac would have pumped, dumped, and re-dumped her. But she's the type of woman that saw that gangster energy as good. Right? Nothing like having sex with a man that's been in jail for a year or two. Right? He's going to dig his way through your brain stems, right? I'm just sorry for him and her that she doesn't have the foresight or the desire to present well for him. She doesn't realize she's a presentation of him. She's a reflection of him, and she doesn't reflect well of him and what he thinks about himself by her public mistreatment of him. Well, Clarence, you don't know. He might be mistreating her. No. He never mistreats her in public. He might be mistreating her behind the scenes, but I can't see it. She looks like she is totally in control of that situation. Totally. She has no fear, nothing. It's like the Kanye West situation. She looks like she has no fear, zero fear of what Kanye West is going to do. But we'll see what works out. Now, Kim Kardashian, she got little kids. See, Will Smith and Jennifer, they don't have little kids. Their children are grown. But so sometimes when a woman got younger children with a man, it might persuade her to do something different. She might be persuaded to take him back. I don't think it's a good idea. If he left once and he hasn't straightened out the problems that made him leave that time he left, he's just going choosing to ignore them and not deal with them. Eventually, they're going to come back up again. You don't go back to nobody. You don't go back to another person that doesn't have your best interests. Don't go after a person that don't have your best interests. When they're showing you that they are so self-absorbed that they think of you in terms of what's important to them only, not a good situation. Not a good situation. I mean, in this situation with Pete Davidson, poor Pete Davidson, he's going to end up as roadkill in this situation. But he's going to be able to say, hey, at least I dated Kim Kardashian. Whoopee. Whoopee. You dating a married man, brother. You dating a married man. And a married woman. You dating a married woman. And dating married women has very serious health concerns attached to it. You never know what can happen when you date married women. Steve Harvey said it best. You think you dating a married woman and she telling you her husband is a punk or nobody, you never know what day that dude is going to decide, I'm not going to be a punk no more. And spray everybody. You never know. Sister Wanda, isn't Kanye at least 40 years old? Yes, I think so. I think he's like 43. I think. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. Somebody look it up and see. But I could be wrong. But Kanye West is definitely older. He's definitely past the clubbing years. Going to a club, sitting in a VIP and popping bottles with young chicks. Yeah, those days are over for him. Even he looked funny doing something like that. I'm not saying he wouldn't do it, but now he realizes that he made a mistake. He thought, oh, I'm going to leave my wife and go spend time with these other women. And then once I get my head together, she'll be sitting there, sitting by the phone, sitting on the bed, waiting for me. And nothing will straighten you out more than seeing that your significant other is taking a stiff one from somebody else. Nothing will open your eyes to the reality of life like that. You dating somebody or you married to somebody and you realize, hey, this person is actually getting boffed by somebody else. And the other person is not forcing them to be getting boffed. They are actually a willing participant in this event. That is an eye opener. So that's what opened Kanye's eyes. It didn't open Will Smith's eyes. Will Smith's eyes are still halfway closed. Will Smith's going to have to, unfortunately, have some real painful situations occur before he finally realizes that, hey, this woman is not on my team. She is not on my team. Let me cut her loose as soon as possible. Right? Kanye West is in a real bad situation Will Smith is actually in a much better situation than Kanye West. The children are grown, very, very, you know exactly where you stand with Jada Pinkett. Kim Kardashian, I think, is kind of up in the air. You don't know. She got small children. So because she got those small children with this man, she may want to give him another chance. Now she's in this thing with Pete Davidson. How does she kick Pete Davidson to the curb? Let's say she does want to go back to Kanye. How does she kick Pete Davidson to the curb? Just boom, kick him? Kim Kardashian doesn't seem like the kind of lady that would, be that ruthless. So how's she going to do it? And she can't use Corey Holcomb's suggestion. She can't borrow money from the guy. She's a billionaire. You can't borrow money from somebody that's working on Saturday Night Live. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Another thing you can get rid of, this is my suggestion, another you can get rid of somebody is bad sexual experiences. Once those sexual experiences get really rough and bad, it's better to not have sex than to have bad sexual experiences. Right? That's another way she could get out of the situation. Just continue to start making sure the sexual experiences are horrible. And I believe Pete Davidson will moonwalk away from her. Or you can do what the average woman would never do, the average man would never do. Sit somebody down and say, hey, look, I got little children with this person. I'm thinking about going back. This has nothing to do with you. I'm thinking about going back because I want our family to be together. I actually do love this man. I actually do love this woman. But if we can work out some of these problems, I think we could have a chance at a better relationship. I didn't mean to play with you, but I think that's what I want. If Pete Davidson really cared about her, Pete Davidson would say, okay, go see if it's going to work. I ain't going nowhere. You know I'll be on Saturday Night Live. You know where to find me, right? If you really care about her. If you don't, he'll be trying to talk her out of it. Oh, no, he don't want you. He just doing this. He's not on his meds. Once he get back on his meds, he going to walk away from you. He's crazy. He's this and that. Gotta have respect for the family. I don't care who you are. You gotta have respect for the family. You gotta have respect for a man's family. See, because a man will kill you over his family. A man will kill you over his family. You don't want to be in a situation where somebody could kill you. I'll put the link out. And I know probably none of you guys are ready to cam up. I know Sister Wana, you probably working on your truck. Other people are doing what they do. But I'll give you guys about 15 minutes to chime in if you want to chime in. If not, I'm going to just start wrapping it up. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Should Kanye West go back to Kim Kardashian? Should they get back together based on what we already know? What about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett? Should Jada Pinkett and Will Smith stay in this relationship? If so, what is to gain by them staying? What is the gain? What's to be gained by Will Smith staying in this relationship with Jada Pinkett? I don't see a lot for Will Smith. Let me start with Will Smith. I don't see a lot that Will Smith has to gain by being in a relationship with Jada Pinkett. It makes absolutely no sense to me at all. He's just going to be, Facebook bait. He's going to be clickbait. And, she's just going to continue to step on him. See, obviously, her sleeping with other men, that wasn't enough for him to go, you know what, maybe we got some negative patterns here, right? That wasn't enough for him. That wasn't enough. What's going to happen next? He's going to have to actually walk into the room and see the dude on the downstroke. Is that what he's going to have to see the guy's ass actually going down? I mean, what has to happen? What more does he need to see? What more does he need to see that, hey, maybe this ain't working out too good? I made a mistake. I thought this was what I wanted, but I obviously don't want this. But see, you know what he needs, Will Smith? He needs a woman that could show him how a woman's supposed to be. He needs a woman in his life that could show him how a woman's supposed to act with a man. He doesn't have that. He never saw that. He never probably been in relationships because he's always been this silly, goofy dude. And when you're a silly, goofy dude, it's hard for you to establish your dominance when you're a silly, goofy dude all the time. Yeah, you can play around, but you have to, when as a man, let me say another one, get your gloves ready. You guys get your glove ready. Even if you're watching this on you watch this on the replay, get your glove ready. Here's another one coming at you. Fast and right down the pipe. Fast and right down the pipe. If you're in a relationship with a woman, you have to establish yourself, your dominance in that relationship as a man. You have to establish your dominance. If you do not establish your dominance, and what I mean by establishing your dominance, you have to establish that you are the dominant party in the relationship. If you don't establish that, then the woman is going to establish her dominance. If you're in a relationship where a woman has to establish her dominance to make the relationship work, you as a man are going to have to slip into the beta male role. Most women don't respect beta males. They look at them as weak. Although beta males are necessary for certain situations, right? I was watching somebody's live stream where basically a bunch of beta males caping for the women that were doing the live stream. You're right. You're right. Yep, you're right. You're right. I have the whole different opinion, but you're right. Yep, you're right. I mean, it's obvious caping. And I have no problem with supporting a person. I have no problem with that. But when you too scared to tell this person that you disagree with them just because they're a female or just because you like them as a person. No, I like a lot of people as a person. I like a lot of content creators. For example, TLA. That's one of my favorite YouTubers. TLA is one of my favorite YouTubers. But I go up there and challenge TLA in a minute. I just can't sit there for 2 hours. I just can't do it. I can't sit there for 2 or 3 hours so I can get on and say something and then get off. Well, Clarence, brother Clarence, we got all these people in the back. So, thank you for what you said and bye. Right? I ain't got no hard feelings. I understand. It's a business. I mean, I understand that you got a lot of people that want to get on. But I just don't have the 2 hours or 3 hours to sit back there and wait. Just so I can say, yeah, that's what I think. Okay, thanks, bye. And he's one of my favorite YouTubers. Watch him faithfully. But I ain't scared to tell him, hey, man, the wait time back there is too long. I can't do it. Matter of fact, I got to check on him, man. I got to check on him. Yeah. But he's looking like he's doing well. So, but you never know. I could send him an email. Matter of fact, I used to check on him and send him emails behind the scenes. But he started blowing up. I said, man, let me step out of the way. Anyway, what was I talking about? Men establishing their dominance in a relationship. Yes, a female expects you to establish your dominance in a relationship. She don't expect for you to let her establish her dominance. If you do, when you want to reestablish your dominance, she's gonna fight you. She's gonna fight you. She's not gonna want you to reestablish your dominance, especially if she got it good. Jada Pinkett got it good. Mansions, chef, maid, personal assistants. She don't have to do nothing. She don't have to do nothing. And she still ain't happy. She still ain't happy. Got a personal cook, personal maid, personal assistant, driver, chauffeur, mansions, cars, money, can buy anything they want, can travel to any place on the planet they want, can do anything they want to do. And she still ain't happy. She still ain't happy. Why? Why ain't she happy? Her husband is making millions and millions of dollars on movies. Why ain't she happy? Because she has to have a dominant role in the relationship. She has to have a dominant role in the relationship. How's she gonna be happy? Women don't want to be in a dominant. Most women, they don't want to be in a dominant relate. They don't want to be the dominant party. But if you're gonna be if you're gonna be this like Will Smith, this silly goofy dude, then she got to be the dominant party in the relationship, right? Because you this goofy dude always floating around. Poor Will Smith, man. Pray for that brother. Pray for that brother. I hope it never gets to a point where he actually feels like, man, maybe I need to take the ultimate step here. Pray for that brother. He's in a bad situation. Kanye West is not in such a bad situation. He's in a very good situation. He's got at least a shot at Kim Kardashian wanting to work things out. I don't think she will. I don't think she should, unless they get some serious counseling. They got to do that dude needs some serious counseling. And only then would I even entertain it if I was her. But Kanye West is in a way better situation than Will Smith. Will Smith is in such a bad situation. He don't even realize how bad a situation he's in. I think if y'all are out there, today our topic was recognizing the signs of bad relationships. Okay, so let me give y'all some solutions now, because we done talked about all of this stuff, so let's talk about some solutions. Let me talk about some solutions here. All right. Let me read y'all something. Can you revive an unhappy marriage? Yes. A loveless or unhappy marriage or relationship can be revived as long as both partners are committed to doing the work. See, I don't even have those degrees, right? And I knew that already, right? You need to listen to your brother, because I'm talking to you from love. I'm talking to you from love. Reviving an unhappy or unfulfilling marriage or relationship starts first and foremost with the desire to have things change. The desire to work things out also must be followed by concrete steps to repair. This could look like learning new ways to communicate more effectively, managing finances differently, or anything in between. Couples therapy will likely be extremely helpful, if not necessary. You can also try using therapist-written books on relationship repair together. Don't do that. Come see me. Don't do that. Books ain't going to help you. Come see me. Or attend workshops. Workshops not going to help you. Come see me. If you really want to change it, come see me. Or retreats led by licensed professionals. Licensed professionals. So a licensed professional don't have 32 years experience, almost 40 years of experience. If I haven't done it, I know some people that did it. I know somebody that did it, or I heard about it being done. I done did all the stupid. I got all the lumps on my head already. You ain't got to go through it. Ain't no book gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you because I got the lumps already. Always remember, if you made the decision to work on your problems and try to save your marriage, this is a person you love and care about and want to make it work with. Remind yourself of that fact often. The bottom line, an unhappy marriage is more than just a rough spot, or relationship is more than just a rough spot, but it doesn't mean your marriage or relationship is doomed. It may take a lot of soul searching and hard questions to figure out whether you want to make the marriage work or if it's time to walk away. But if your partner, if you and your partner decide your relationship is worth it, you already have overcome a huge hurdle, and your marriage or relationship may even be stronger once you come out on the other side. That's some good teaching. But the most important thing about couples therapy is both people have to be motivated to do that. Both people have to want that. The problem, we know why couples therapy doesn't work a lot of times. It doesn't work most of the time because both people don't want it as bad. It's like with me when I was putting out those beefs with Daryl and E Black. I wanted that bad. I wanted there to be peace bad. But Daryl and E Black didn't want that. So it didn't work. It didn't work. I brought them to the table. I thought, hey, you know what? They want peace. They don't want peace. They want to be going back and forth at each other. They want to. I'm the idiot that's trying to make them make up, kiss and make up. No, not no more. Brother Clarence is learning how to stay in his own lane. He's learning. I stay out of the kumbaya and the rah rah and all of that, those spaces, and the preacher pastor spaces. I'm staying in my lane, and my lane is here, looking for people like myself that was caught up in the rubble, and somebody went through the rubble and found me and breathed life into me. That's why I'm here. And I'm trying to do the same thing for everybody out there. With that being said, questions, comments. What do you think? Should Will Smith try to get back into his relationship? I say no. I say Will Smith needs at least a separation, a 2 or 3 year separation from his wife. His wife needs to see that she ain't gonna be dealing with nobody on that level. No one. She'll be doing like Kim Kardashian, messing around with cats like Pete Davidson. A far cry from Kanye West as far as being able to move mountains. Pete Davidson can't move no mountains. He might make her laugh. But what happened when, I don't care how Pete Davidson is able to make Kim Kardashian laugh, when her children say, we want to see our daddy, Trump card, game over. Pete Davidson ain't gonna be able to work around that. Brother Clarence, she always looking at the bad side. No, I don't. I look at the most logical and probable situation that's going to occur. That's what a smart person would do. You look at the most logical and probable situation that's going to occur and prepare for it. Be ready to deal with it when it comes. If it comes, it may not come. But 9 times out of 10, it probably will come. This situation with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, I see it. It's already going off the cliff. It's going 100 miles an hour off the cliff. It just haven't hit the bottom of the cliff yet. The question is, what is Will going to do once he finally accepts the fact that there's nothing he can do to make his wife love him the way he wants her to love him. What is he going to do when he finally accepts that fact? I think Kanye West is in a different category. He feels like this is all just happening out of revenge, and he feels like he can just, but he doesn't have no clue of the situation. I think he recognizes the fact that Pete Davidson ain't going to be here for a year from now. Probably won't be. A year from now, Pete Davidson will be out of the picture, gone somewhere. So he wants to be here to catch Kim Kardashian when she's finally done messing around with this youngster. It may work because they got small children. If they had grown children, Kanye West wouldn't have a prayer. He wouldn't have a prayer. But they got small children that might make Kim Kardashian say, well, at least willing to give it a try so that, we can have our children be in the same, have their father. Anyway, anywho, that's the topic for today. I appreciate y'all stepping in and checking it out. I'm going to say one last thing. I'm going to try my best to stay out of the kumbaya circles. So if y'all see me out there, y'all say, hey, Bro Clan, remember you said you was going to stay out of the kumbaya space. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to stay out of the kumbaya space. Somebody calling me. Somebody's calling me. But eventually, like I said, I'm staying out of the kumbaya space. The kumbaya, let's all hug each other space. I'm probably gonna be out of that space for a minute. You're probably only gonna see me here because I don't fit in. I see that when I look back at me being on all these other people's live streams, I see like I'm the weird guy that stands out. I don't want to be that guy. I just want to help if people want my help. But a lot of times people look at me like, what are you doing here? Right? So I'm like, you're right. What am I doing here? I need to go back to my own page and stay on my page and do my work from here. All right? So anyway, if y'all want to see more of me, probably going to have to come here and see me here. Probably won't be in those YouTube streets like that anymore. You know what I mean? Unless I'm invited somewhere. All right? All right. Until the next time, thank y'all for tuning in on the live stream. Sister Wana, Sister Blaze, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Petaway Boy, Sister Enya, and of course the OG Sister G and Brother D. Appreciate y'all, everybody who tuned in and came in and gave me a drive-by. Even the people that came and gave me a drive-by, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. All right, until the next live stream, I'll see y'all in the streams.